I'm joined now by Kevin Daffey, President of the IMarEST, and Jennifer Gomez-Molina, Co-Chair of the IMarEST Offshore Renewables Special Interest Group. Many thanks for joining me both today. As we move towards a more sustainable industry, how important will intergovernmental organisations such as the IMO be in regulating this transition, Kevin?
So more than 80% of the global trade goes by sea, and it's important for economic prosperity and employment that continues. So agencies like the International Maritime Organization, which is made up of 174 different members, really does ensure that we have safety and security of international shipping, and the industry is fair and efficient. The alternatives would be that we'd have every country setting national regulations and acting independently, and that would make adoption of new rules and new regulations impossible to do. So the IMarEST as a non-governmental organisation has a consultative status at the International Maritime Organisation, and we use our special interest groups, which are active memberships of our membership, to help provide good advice to member nations when they set out new rules and new regulations. And for instance, we've done it with human factors and human elements. Often the human is considered to be the weak link in shipping and has been the cause of many accidents, but it's an unfair label, and we want to look after the interests of seafarers. So our human elements group have created a checklist for the IMO to use in its development of new conventions and new regulations.
Jennifer, clearly so many changes in your industry at the moment, so many exciting new prospects and opportunities. What would you say to somebody considering a career in your industry at the moment?
I'd be so excited for them and would really encourage them to look into the industry and see what's happening. So there is a lot of growth in artificial intelligence and remote sensing, and a lot of skills in technical and management are needed when it comes to sustainable economy as well. As part of the Offshore Renewables Special Interest Group, we have set up a working group in circular economy to see how, as a membership, we can come together and explore these topics and roll out our best practice. So for early career entrants and new career entrants, do come and join us in addressing these fun and exciting challenges.
Well, just becoming a marine engineer has always been one of the most exciting and multidisciplinary jobs you could ever do. And ships themselves are becoming incredibly big IT networks. So IT skills are going to be really important, and cybersecurity as well. And the great thing about the remote operating centres is that it allows more diversity of people. People can come to work and go home rather than having to go to sea for 3 months. So this transfer of jobs from the ship to the shore is going to be an amazing place, and it's going to open up all sorts of diverse opportunities for people to come and work in our industry.
And Jennifer, just how important is education in really helping to solve so many of the issues going on in our oceans and in the marine sector?
So important, so critical, especially for not only early school leavers that are entering the sector, but ensuring that we onboard our graduates and new career entrants so that they can stay within the sector and help deliver our pipeline of projects. We want to be in a position to empower them so that they feel they can contribute and really keep up to date with the latest developments and innovations that are happening. There's a lot of exciting things happening in our sector, and it's important that our skills and our technical competence are up to date and aligned with that, which IMarEST can help with. And we've had great support from them too.
So training the next generation of marine professionals is going to be crucial. We've got to be careful about how we exploit the oceans, from not overfishing them or creating injurious pollution from transport or trade, and avoid, tearing up the seabed from mining. Now, scientists help find the problems and understand how the world works, and engineers use science to design solutions. Now, engineers have a natural curiosity to learn and build new things. So it's important as a professional institute that we provide that continuous professional development to satisfy that curiosity. So we have our special interest groups, which bring people together and help improve the marine environment or work on things like ballast water treatment or future fuels. We have member-led lectures and webinars, and we give people access to books and technical papers. And we help members record their continuous professional development throughout all of their career so they can satisfy this natural curiosity to learn.
Kevin, COVID has obviously hit so many industries so hard, including the marine industry. What are we seeing now as likely to be the short and long-term impacts of the pandemic, and what are you doing to mitigate?
The leisure industry, such as cruise and ferries, has been decimated by this COVID crisis. We've had seafarers which have been stuck in countries unable to leave their ships because of quarantine restrictions. On the positive side, we're hopefully going to see an 8% reduction in worldwide carbon emissions by the end of 2020. And there is new technology coming in, and we're promoting technology like the use of nanotechnology and paints that can kill viruses and microbes, the use of surveillance robots and remote operating centres where you can ensure this sort of social distancing between people. So yes, there is a negative effect, but I think this is opportunity for technology to come about and help mitigate the effects of this terrible pandemic.
But I've also seen a massive growth in support networks and the acknowledgement that it's okay not to be okay. And the amount of women in industry, renewables, energy groups just supporting each other and empowering each other and sharing an understanding of how difficult it is, but also empowering each other to manage workload, full-time work, caring for vulnerable parents, managing households, childcare. There are ways and we can support each other just by being more understanding. But also it's a time for us to reflect on what is important for us. So we're taking time to see our corporate social responsibility, environmental social governance, and we're seeing more investment as through the recent government announcement in offshore wind that we can build back greener and build back better.
Jennifer, Kevin, many thanks for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.